Joining us now, Congressman Bruce Westerman. It's good to see you, Congressman. Let's have you take a listen to the Democrat candidate for the Senate in Pennsylvania say, yeah, he wants to free 1,200 convicted murderers. Watch this.
Life without parole in Pennsylvania. We could save billions in revenue long term. We could save thousands of lives and not make anyone less safe.
I hope that it could lead to a conversation that would free close to 1,200 people.
Your reaction, sir?
Well, good to be with you, Liz. And that's the Joe Biden America that we live in today. That's an America controlled by Democrats. It reminds me of the old song by Hank Williams Jr. that said the interest is up and the stock market's down and you're going to get mugged if you go downtown. That's the world we're living in, and what Fetterman's proposing is just to make that even worse. It's time for a change in the direction that we're going on crime in this country. Recent Gallup poll said that 72% of Americans thought that we needed different policies on crime, and 8 in 10 Americans feel like they could be affected by crime. This is not the America that we should have or that we deserve.
Congressman, law enforcement has been warning that, to your point, politicians are the ones making voters less safe. We've got New York has no cash bail for multiple felonies, including manslaughter in the second degree. You're not even detaining them. There's no cash bail for that. Illinois moving to join California and other states doing no cash bail for major crimes like second-degree murder, kidnapping, armed robbery. Let's watch Caitlyn Jenner with us on last night about this. Watch.
Crime is rampant. Crime is up in 70 cities across our nation. 50% in homicides, 36% in assaults, 13% in robberies. And New Orleans just took over from St. Louis. It's become the murder capital of the world. Murders are up 141%. Carjacking is up 110%.
Yeah.
And what it is, it's the lowest staffing in the police in modern history.
Right.
Liz, do you see a pattern here?
What do you think, Congressman?
Hey, that's exactly right, Liz. We're sleeping in the bed that was made by Joe Biden and Democrats. This crazy defund the police movement, we need to get away from that. We need to do policies that incentivize more police officers, whether that's bonuses or whatever we have to do to bring respect to these law enforcement officers, to get more people joining the forces. And also, we have to crack down on these prosecutors and DAs who aren't prosecuting crimes. A huge issue we're facing today is fentanyl. We have to make all forms of illicit fentanyl illegal. It's some simple steps that we need to take that are just simply common sense, but they go against this socialist idea of nobody's responsible for their actions. We're going to let people out on the streets. We're going to be soft on crime, and somehow that's going to work out well for Americans. Ask the average Joe how that's working out for them. Now, if you're rich enough to afford your own personal security, maybe you're okay with that, but that's not reality. That's not the hardworking people that I represent in Arkansas's 4th Congressional District.
They're talking about hiring private security guards for neighborhoods in L.A., New York City, and Minneapolis, where those licenses have doubled since before the pandemic. We have New York Governor Kathleen Hochul wants to know why the far-left Manhattan DA released without bail a man who terrorized McDonald's patrons with an axe inside a Lower East Side store. I mean, that guy now says he had a right to pummel the store. Go ahead, Congressman.
Oh, I thought you were playing a clip. No, that's a sign of the times that we live in. When you're soft on crime and people think they're entitled to commit crimes, what more could we expect with the positions that we're taking on crime in this country? And it's coming from the White House, it's coming from congressional Democrats, it's coming from these liberal cities, and the lack of respect for the law and the attack on police officers. It all started with the Defund the Police movement.
On Friday, we broke the news that Soros-backed Minnesota Attorney General Keith Ellison, he's now blaming local businesses victimized by crime for not doing enough to stop crime. He wants to do civil probes of them. He's the guy who called to defund and abolish the police, and homicides have since doubled since 2019. Final word.
That's about as much logic in that as Joe Biden blaming gas stations for increasing fuel costs. That's crazy that he would even propose that. Again, do the things that work.
Congressman Westerman, thanks for joining us. Good to see you.
Thank
I'm
you.
Elizabeth McDonald. You've been watching the Evening Edit on Fox Business. That does it for us. We hope you have a good evening and join us again tomorrow night.